I just got tired of it. I knew that it could only end one way, and that way would be death, either me or him. I had got to the point where I was tired of calling the cops and nothing was being done. I was tired of him secluding me from everybody. I was tired of just going through the things that I was going through. I had got fed up, and in my mind, in my mental, I was ready to kill him.
My aha moment for me was the day I was arrested for stabbing my husband. And that day in that jail cell is when I realized is that my life, this was not my life, and I deserved so much more. It was on a few occasions where I could have lost my life and he could have lost his life. And so in that moment in that jail cell, I realized that I had to get out, that none of this wasn't worth it. None of the gifts, the house he bought, anything, it couldn't compare to my life. And that's the day when I said, you know, I have to get out of this. I have to do better.
I was just tired of being tired. Just tired of being tired. The feeling never went away. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I prayed, I just couldn't fix it. And I noticed a transition every single day I would go home. When I hit that first step, I would automatically transition, and I started taking things out of my kids that wasn't fair to them. I just didn't want to be around anybody, and I just lost sight of who I was. I didn't look in the mirror for over a year and a half because I felt I had become ugly. I didn't care what I looked like, and that's not a good feeling. You know, somebody said, "Can I say something to you without being offensive?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "You're so beautiful, but you look like an unmade bed every time I see you." So what I was trying to hide, or what I thought I was hiding, people still saw. So it was just, that for me was my wake-up call. It's like, I'm not doing a good job at masking this, because even though I'm not looking at it, the world still sees it. And that's not truly who I am.
As I was getting closer to Christ, the abuser was becoming more abusive. It started verbal, then it became shoving, then it became hitting. And I knew then that if I didn't do something, that he would try to take my life. He would threaten me verbally about if I was to leave, what he was going to do. If he couldn't have me, no one will. It began to elevate. And that moment my son witnessed that first hit, I knew I didn't want them to repeat the step, so I had to do something.
Well, what I want victims to know is that they are never alone. It's not their fault. You can get out. And you must speak up. You can no longer sit in silence. As long as you're silent, the abuse will continue. It will not stop. You have to get help. You have to get counseling, and especially if you have children in the household, because statistics shows that little boys that witness any type of domestic violence in a household, that they will grow up and be abusers of their significant others and children. And so we have to be mindful of that. You know, we can no longer keep sweeping it under the rug. We have to say something, and you do have a voice, and you do matter, and there is help out here.
I would just suggest to anybody to just believe that you are worth so much more than what you're going through. And it's not you. You know, you don't have any control over what is being done to you. For many reasons, the abusers, they deal with things on their own. And what I was doing was I was trying to internalize that to find the fault in myself, and it wasn't me. So just look beyond what's being done and know that there is life after, and there is great life after. You know, there are good people. Everybody is not the same, and you can achieve whatever it is that you want to do. You just have to believe, you know, just muster up that energy to find who you truly are.
I want them to know that there is a way out. I want them to know that love doesn't hurt. I want them to understand that God will make a way. But I also want them to know that the only way you can get help if you seek help. Being quiet and going through this alone can take their life. There are people out here that's in the same situation that can help them. I want them to understand that I understand how it feels to feel lonely and abandoned and feel like there's no way out. But I want them to have hope and to trust that being in a relationship shouldn't cost them their life.
It don't matter if you're afraid. Tell someone. If you have no one to talk to, there are a lot of resources out here that you can reach out to anonymously that can help you, they can lead you and push you into the right direction. You have to come up with a safety plan. You can't, in some relationships, you can't just leave. You have to have a plan when you leave. Don't worry about your furniture, don't worry about your clothes, don't worry about any of that. Come up with a safety plan, take it, and leave.
There's organizations, and wherever you are, in any state, in any country, like for instance, there's the Hope Foundation here in Washington, D.C., and there's other resources. There's the National Domestic Violence Hotline that you can contact, where they'll be able to give you resources in any city that you are. You can go to your local church, you can go to social services, the police department, you can do whatever. And also, if you are a friend or a family member and you know someone is being abused, you can also reach out anonymously. Help that person with a safety plan to be able to get out of their situations. A lot of times we have to come together as a community to be able to help someone escape these vicious situations, because you can lose your life in them.
I didn't know resources were available because I was afraid to say anything to somebody, so I didn't know. I didn't give anyone the opportunity to say, contact this hotline. Now there's the DC Coalition for Domestic Violence. There's the Office for Domestic Violence Against Women. There are many platforms and resources available to you, and most are anonymous, so just ask for the help.
There are organizations out there like the Hope Foundation is there to help other people escape the same way I did.
The Hope Foundation was inspired by the things that I've been through. HOPE is an acronym for Helping Other People Escape. I use my life as a testimony. I believe that everything I went through was ordained by God. It might sound crazy to some people, but I believe God allowed me to go through it so that I can help other women escape the situations. So Hope Foundation was created to help other women escape the same way I did. Everybody's not lucky, everybody don't make it out alive. So I just want them to know that there are others out here that have been through it, that can help them, that can lead them in the right direction, can talk to them, can give them the sense of hope that they need.